Hey, it's Tony talking car biz. Today we've got the RAV4 Adventure Edition for 2023. Hey, in this video we're going to dive inside and check out the interior features on the Adventure. Be sure and catch a link at the end of this video for the exterior overview. But for today, let's go ahead and dive inside and check it out. So let's jump inside. Before we do, I want to take a look at the door panel and show you what we've got here. So it's an all black and gray door panel. The Adventure Edition theme is this orange stitching, which is kind of interesting to me. The vehicle is red and then the stitching on the inside is orange. There's also some orange pockets on the inside. So kind of interesting. I would have liked to have seen kind of a red with the red. There is some of this satin silver trim. They use that on a lot of different Toyota vehicles, including the satin silver door handle. One touch up and down on all four windows. They're all backlit switches. That's kind of nice. Power locks, power mirrors here. There's a bottle holders down in pockets down here in the door. And then you can see the speaker that reads RAV4 on the door as well. This one does not have the upgraded JBL audio system, but really I think this audio system will work for 90% of the people on the road. Power driver's seat with power lumbar support, side airbag right there in the seat, so when you move the seat forward, the airbag moves forward with you. Really the safest way to get it done. Soft tech fabric seats with more of the orange stitching, and then they've got that RAV4 pattern in the seats. That same pattern is down here in the speakers as well, so they kind of bring it all together. There is this orange racing stripe up the middle, height adjustable headrest, height adjustable seat belts, side curtain airbags. Over on the dashboard here, you can see more of that orange stitching. This is actually a fabric dash as well. That's a soft tech fabric stitched right on there. 4 vents like this with more of that silver trim up and down, left, right, on and off. There's a pocket right here for storage. Dimmer switch for your dash lights. We do have automatic high beams, and that's the switch right there to turn that on. We also have automatic on and off for your headlights. Electronic front window de-icer, heated steering wheel, and then the control right here to pop open the tailgate. Hood release and your gas door release are right here, and then dead pedal brake and gas where you'd expect them. We do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. It's not power operated, but the switch is right there to flip it between the two. Let's go ahead and grab a seat. Behind the wheel on the Adventure series, there's some unique features and then really high level of standard features. I did want to show you the legroom down here. So I've got the seat all the way back. I could probably drive it like this, but not comfortably. So if you're a 6-footer, I think you'll be fine. Much more than that, you might be a little bit tight. Leather wrap steering wheel, heated steering wheel. Of course, driver's side airbag here, more of that silver trim that we saw over on the doors and up on the dash, kind of wrapped around the steering wheel. On this side is your fingertip cruise control, dynamic radar cruise control on and off, lane tracing assist on and off right there, and then you can also change your radio stations there as well. Over on this side, we've got our controls for the information center, which is up here. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. We also have controls right here for our smartphone and voice activation, and you can also change the volume of your sound system as well. Up here we've got controls for your headlights. I mentioned before we have automatic headlights, that's auto high beams and auto on and off, and then your fog light controls are right here as well as your turn signals. I do like on the turn signals, if you just tap them lightly, it'll blink 3 times and then it will cancel itself automatically. And then over on this side are wiper controls, front wiper controls with intermittent settings and rear wiper controls with intermittent settings standard. Here's a quick look at our gauge cluster. Now this is a unique gauge cluster because the tachometer here on this side and then your fuel gauge and your engine temperature gauge, they're analog, but then there is a multi-information center here, kind of a small computer screen, if you will. And so you can see it's a kind of a digital readout there as well. And then if I use the fingertip controls right here, just move the seat ahead a little bit. Using those fingertip controls on the steering wheel, I can shift and switch between my different settings and capabilities on there as well. Got an outside temperature gauge down there. It's a really cool looking gauge cluster, particularly at night. Now as we move over to the center stack, this is a new head unit for 2023. So Toyota's now developing their own software and soon their own hardware, I'm sure. So what you'll notice is there's only one dial on here. So the on-off switch and the volume is right here. Otherwise, everything is touchscreen. So they really cleaned that up. Actually got rid of 8 switches, 8 buttons, and an additional dial. So there used to be switches all the way around here, but they got rid of all that and reduced it to one. So a much cleaner look on there. Still a lot of gloss black and more of that satin silver here as well. I'm just going to jump in here and show you quickly what I can. Now, I can't show you the whole system because I don't want to mess with it for the previous owner. They can set up their own settings. But I did want to go over to your radio station settings and let you know we've got this year wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa compatible, Sirius satellite radio. You get 3 months of the Platinum subscription at no charge. And notice how fast it's very responsive. That's one of the things that Toyota is really proud of now, super responsive. Also, your backup camera for 2023 is larger, or the backup screen. It's clearer, and you notice we have dynamic grid lines there as well. So they've done some nice changes to that. You can also change the perspective. You can change the grid lines. So a lot of different stuff you can do that. Much improved over last year. Definitely brighter and easier to see. Again, more of that stitching here runs all the way over into the passenger side. This is all fabric, so it feels very upscale, very high-end. The automatic heating and air conditioning system over here, it's dual temperature, so driver, front passenger. We've got front window defrost, rear window defrost. When you tap that button, it actually heats up the outside mirrors to get the ice and snow off of those as well. We also have push button start and the smart keyless entry system, so you get 2 of the remote controls. Then sliding down, we've got our traction control on and off, heated front seats with 2 different temperatures. And then way down here, if I can get my camera down there, this is kind of a storage tray, so there's no wireless charging. It's just a place to drop your stuff. There's a USB charging opportunity right there and a 12-volt opportunity right there. And then you can see they're starting to bring more of that orange in, the orange from the trim. It's interesting, in prior years, these were orange. The cup holder down here was orange. That tray over there was orange, but now that's black. And this tray over here was orange, but now that's black. So they're kind of taking a little bit away as they go. Leather wrap shifter, more of that satin silver trim down and around here. Again, this is a dynamic or direct shift 8-speed automatic transmission with the leather on here is pretty nice. Electronic parking brake hold. And then one of the things that the Adventure has that the other editions don't have is Toyota's best-in-class multi-terrain select. So you have the opportunity to switch between mud and sand, rock here, normal, and then there's also a snow mode, and there's also downhill assist controls. And what's really great about these is you actually get a visual alert up here in the gauge cluster. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's snowflakes right there because I tapped on the snow. And let me go ahead and switch through some of these other ones. So what's that one? Mud and sand, normal, and there's rock. So you do have a visual indicator up in the gauge cluster on what mode you're in. And then you also have eco, normal, and sport and that changes how the engine or the transmission shifts. So notice the gauge up around the speedometer is all red because I'm in sport. White is normal, and then the green goes to eco. So you can really make a lot of different adjustments down here, and you still have a visual indicator up above. Also this knob, the top of the knob right here, when you push it, it goes to normal, and that'll tell you, also indicate what mode you're in. 2 cup holders here with the orange trim. They're nice deep cup holders. Toyota really is interesting. You see the pattern down there? Well, that's the same pattern that we see down in the speakers, the same pattern we see up in the seat. So they really are trying to tie it all together. Here's your armrest, again, a fabric armrest. I wish they would have done the orange stitching here like they did on the seats, but just a kind of a minor criticism. A nice big storage compartment, and there's 2 charging opportunities, 2 USB-C ports down there, and these are backlit so you can see them at night quite easily. Passenger seat's the same as the driver's seat. There is a passenger assist grip up here. We've got lighted vanity mirrors on both sides. The visors pop out. We've got visor extensions on both sides. Glove boxes down here. That's a locking glove box as well. Not all Toyotas do have locks, but this one does. There's a nice storage compartment in here, and this is rubberized on the inside, so stuff won't slide around. So that's kind of a nice feature. The other thing that's interesting is the back side of these door handles down here. This is rubberized as well. And then the knobs on the radio system, these knobs right here are on the heating system. They're also rubber on the back side as well. So a lot of attention to the small details. We do have a power sliding moonroof up here. That of course opens, slides back, tilts up, and the visor is there. And then we have overhead lighting. These are your controls right here for the power moonroof. Safety connect, so if you need help out on the road, roadside assistance, push that button. There's a nice place to throw your sunglasses. This one has the upgraded frameless mirror, so it's a bigger mirror. And then, let's see, on the bottom side, there's some switches right here for your home link system. This is an upgrade, $175 extra. I have it in my car. I think it's worth it for the extra money. It definitely gives you more visibility, and it's great for opening up the garage door. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat and check it out. So before we jump in the back seat, there's one feature I want to show you that's hard to show when you're inside. These back seats actually recline a little bit. Right now they're reclined back, and if you tug up on the handle right here and you bring it ahead, there's one setting right there. So that's more of an upright setting. You can see there's about 2 inches upright. So if you want to recline it, you can go back like that. So that's kind of a hidden feature on the RAV4. And then the other thing I like is the headrest. When you fold the seat down, you notice you do not have to take those headrests out in order to get the seat to fold down. And then on the backs of the seats are the child safety seat tethers there as well. And those headrests are height adjustable. They're also removable. You can see you've got the orange racing stripe across the back as well, and the same pattern that we see up front in the same orange stitching here. So no shortcuts in the back seat, kind of like that. Down here we've got vents. We've got 2 charging opportunities, so 2 USB-Cs. They're backlit. No pocket on this seat, but we do have a pocket on this seat. And I want to point out the legroom here. A lot of legroom. So this seat is in my driving position, which is about 3/4 of the way back. So there's still a lot of legroom back here in the back seat of a RAV4, that's for sure. There's overhead lighting here. Passenger assist grips, coat hooks in the back. And then we do have an armrest that folds out. And it does have cup holders, 2 cup holders on the armrest. And you can see the door itself has more of that satin silver with the satin silver door handle, power windows back here, bottle holders, and speakers down there in the back doors as well. Let's go ahead and check out the hatchback. So heading into the hatch on this one does have the upgraded power liftgate, which includes also the power sliding moonroof. So that comes up nice and high, up and out of your way. It's also programmable as far as the height. So if you have a lower garage, you can set it up so it doesn't go up too high and hit the roof of your garage. The Adventure Edition does come standard with the cargo cover, retractable. The great thing about this cargo cover is it's easy to get out. You don't need any tools. Pulls out just like that. Set that down here. Nice large opening on here as well. And you can see I've got the rear seats folded down. So you've got 40% there, 60% there, and a lot of cargo room. Pretty impressive for a vehicle this size. Over on this side, you've got a 12-volt power outlet and also a 120 as well, part of the Adventure package. Cargo light here, tie downs in all 4 corners. So if you need to strap your stuff down, you can do that. Underneath the cargo here, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. and show you the amount of cargo room. So plenty of room underneath there for emergency equipment, jumper cables, those types of things. Comes right out nice and easily. There is some storage available kind of down underneath these panels. They're not made to come up and down all the time. There's a little bit of storage right there. One of the hidden features on the RAV4 is the cargo area has the ability, see if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, one hand, no problem. So you can actually flip this upside down. You've got a hard surface here, and then you can bring it underneath here like so, and check that out. Now you've got a nice durable hard surface. If you have something hard or heavy, or you don't want to mud up your carpets, you can throw that up inside. You can throw that inside upside down, and it gives you an additional, I don't know, 2 maybe 3 inches of cargo room. So kind of an interesting little hidden feature, and most salespeople may or may not know about that, so just wanted to share that with you. So a lot of flexibility, a lot of practicality in the back of the RAV4.